Hey there, welcome to this little workshop. You can call me PC. So if you've ever worked with a K40 laser, you know that the number one frustration with one of those lasers is the fact that it doesn't have an adjustable bed. Over the last 12 years, I've worked with probably 7 different K40 lasers for different projects and different organizations that I've been a part of. And the number one frustration has always been that there's no adjustable bed. And I've tried all the other ones, the scissor jack little lifting table, the little posts that you can screw onto a steel plate with some adjustable screws, the other designs that I've seen, and gosh, it's always this big huge hassle of trying to figure out how to adjust the bed. And so I'm hoping to fix that today. I'm building what's called the laser lift. Over the past year I've been working on this kit that I want to make available for people that have a K40 laser. And if you're watching this, that means that I actually have the kit available for purchase, and you can follow the link on the description of this video. And so hopefully this is what this does. It helps there's no more guessing about it, no more makeshift shims and all of that other stuff for this. It's just a simple upgrade that'll save you time and hopefully a whole bunch of frustration. And the best part about this build only takes less than an hour to do. And I'm going to walk you through every step, so stick around, and by the time we're done with this, your K40 is going to feel like a whole new machine. And so, with that being said, let's get started. So when you get your kit, you're basically going to get a bag of corner pieces. That's what these are. And let's see, you're going to get a NEMA 17 stepper motor, and a stepper motor drive controller, and a power supply. And then you're going to get a bag that has the screws and the steel rods and the drive belt and some of the other cables that you're going to need to finish this. You're also going to get one of these. This is a box for the stepper motor controller that you can use or not. This is if you don't want to actually cut a hole in the K40 itself and stick the controller in the hole, which I'll show you what that is. But anyway, this is if you want to just attach it to the side. In the K40 you can use that, so you get one of those. This is the stepper motor controller and bracket that goes on the laser lift, so you're going to get one of those. And then you're going to get 4 5.5 inch aluminum pieces of aluminum tubing and 4 10.5 inch pieces of aluminum tubing. And one of the things that I want you to make sure is that one of those pieces has some mounting holes on it for the stepper motor bracket that you're going to put on there. And so make sure you pay attention to these holes right here. Like when you go to build the bottom frame, you don't want the holes like this. You want the holes like this. Alright? So keep that in mind. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go through this and get this thing built. Now, you don't need a whole lot of tools. I basically have 4 tools here. I have a pair of needle nose pliers. I've got 2 different sizes of screwdrivers. Right here. Can you see? Oh, they're there. And I actually have a wire stripper, cutter tool. Alright? So basically that's really all you need to put this together. So let's do it. Alright, so we're going to build the bottom frame first. So I'm just going to get out all the corner pieces on here. Oh yeah, and by the way, this does come with a printed manual that you can follow. I know that that's probably not cool anymore. Nobody likes printed manuals, but I do. I like to have a manual that I can follow on here. So it does come with one of those, just so you know. All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and put this thing together, and start off with the bottom frame. All right. So the very first thing you want to do is there are two different kinds of pieces here. One has a TT on it, if you can see that, and the other ones have a TB on it. Okay. The TB pieces are the bottom pieces. All right. And as you can see on here, these pieces actually have a little spring on here that allows you to push it into the tubing. Because here's the thing, this aluminum tubing, even though it comes from the same manufacturers, there's always some tolerance issues with this. And so I designed this piece so that if there was a little bit of tolerances or whatever, that you'll still be able to fit it in here and you know, give you a nice fit. It won't be too hard to put in there, but it won't be too loose either. So anyway, so you're going to start off by putting the TB pieces. You're going to start off with the 10 and 10.5 inch, put that in there like that, and then you're going to grab a 5.5 inch piece and put that on like that. And then let's grab another TB piece and we'll stick it in here like that. And we'll take another 10.5 piece and stick it on here like that. And then for the last corners, we'll take a couple TB pieces here. Yep. And we'll put this one in like that. Okay, sometimes you got to push it in a little bit, but not too bad. Okay, and then we're going to put that one in like that. Okay, and then you want to put both of these in at once. I'm just going to stand this up for a second, push this in. Okay, there's the bottom frame. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's do the next frame. Here we go. I'm going to grab two 10.5 pieces and two 5.5 pieces. And basically, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push them in the ends. There you go, bada boom, bada bing. There's the top frame. That wasn't too hard, was it? Alright. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the stepper motor tensioner mount. We're going to grab that. Let's get these things out of the way. We don't need these quite yet. So we're going to grab this piece right here. And out of the bag, we are going to grab one of the pulleys out of here. You get a bag of 5 pulleys that you need. And it also comes with a little Allen head wrench, which is very convenient, by the way. So I'm going to pull one of these out. And I'm going to get the Allen head out. Here it is. Alright. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to grab some hardware out of here. Okay, so basically what we need is we need this nylon bushing right there. And we need the stepper motor shaft sleeve, which is what this is. Alright, right. And we need an M6 screw and wing nut. That's what these are. Okay, M6 screw and wing nut. You need one of those. Very nice. And then you're going to need an M8, 2 M8 screws and M8 bolts. Alright, that are also in this little bag. So you're going to need those. Got all those? Great. Alright, let's get the rest of this stuff out of the way. Alright, move that out of the way. Now we're going to take the Well, we don't want that yet. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. Okay, so now we need is the stepper motor, which is right here. Okay, and yeah, so this is a NEMA 17 stepper motor, and I've already gone and added a connector onto here that you'll be connecting to the stepper motor driver, but we need to mount this onto the stepper motor bracket. Alright, there are 4 mounting holes on here. See that? 4 mounting holes, yay. Alright, and so we're going to mount this motor on there. Pay attention to where these wires are right here. See, there's a little notch right here. Make sure that this is the way you're putting this in so that they're coming out of the notch right there. See that? Okay. Oh, and then, I know what I forgot to get out of there, which I have to. Sorry about that. Are the 3mm screws, little screws. So let me get those out of here. They're hard to see because they're so stinking small. Okay, there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, and last but not last, 4. Alright, so here's this. I just dropped one of those on the floor, but that's okay. We'll get it, don't worry. Stop crying. Okay, here we go. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so now we have what we need. Now we're gonna take these screws right here. See these? Little tiny screws. They're just so cute. Okay, these are gonna go into the NEMA motor mount. Here, snap the motor mount thing right here. Okay. So we got those 4 screws on there. Then you're going to take the nylon bushing, and you're going to take the number 6 M screw, and you're going to put it through this. There's a little slot right here. You're going to put that on there, and then you're just going to flip it around like this. See the screw in there? Yes. Then you're going to take the wing nut, and you can use the needle nose pliers to do this if you want, but sometimes I'm lucky at doing this. You want to get this started on here, so let me see if I can do that. Maybe. No. Oh, there we go, I think. Did I get it? Yes. Nope. Okay. Alright then. Alright, let me use the needle nose pliers. This just makes it easier to do this. But sometimes, doing it easier versus doing it the way you should. Blah blah blah. So, let me try this again. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to do this like this. At least get this started on here. There we go. Okay. So I got that started on there. I'm just going to tighten it. Just a little bit here. So this doesn't move all over the place. Alright, so let's just tighten this up till it gets a little snug and it won't go anywhere. Okay? There we go. Alright, so next is we're going to take the shaft bushing. Now you notice on the shaft of this there is a flat part on the shaft, and so it's the same thing for the shaft sleeve. There's a flat part on there, so I'm just going to slip that right over the top of that like that. Alright, we are almost there. And then I'm going to take this pulley And we're going to put the pulley on with these teeth right here. Can you see that? Maybe. Okay, these teeth that are on here, these bottom ones. Okay, we're going to put this over the shaft sleeve like that. Okay? Just like that. And then I'm going to tighten it up with our little Allen head here. Get that tight, snug that up. You know, you don't have to be a gorilla doing this. Just get it nice and snug, okay? Just saying. Okay, anytime you're dealing with plastic or whatever, you don't want to be over torquing stuff because it just doesn't work out well. And you don't need to. Alright, so there we go. So now I've got that on there, and that's on there, and we're good to go. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do, get that out of the way, get that out of the way, and I'll put this with these so I don't lose these, because I'm good at doing that. Ask anybody. Ooh, almost lost them. Okay, let's put that in there, get that out of the way. Alright, so now we're going to mount this to the bottom frame, which is right here. So here's the bottom frame. Alright, so we're going to put these have mounting holes on it. I'm going to put this, match these up to the mounting holes on the frame. And we're going to use these number 8 screws. Okay? And you can put them either way. You can go that way and put the bolts on this way, or I put mine in the front. And you can push those through like that to the other side. Alright, and I suppose I might. Yeah, and someone told me that I should include some lock washers, so I might do. Lock nuts, I might, but you know, the other one that I've done, you know, it's been on there for a long time and it's never loosened up on me once. But I might. You know what? I listen to what people say. Alright, so I'm just gonna tighten this up here just a little bit. Not, you know, not ogre tight. Just tighten it up so it's nice and snug. Okay, let me do the other one. Put that in here. And it might be a little bit tight, this fit, and you might have to actually screw this in a little bit, you know, to get it going in here. You know, because it might be a little tight. But, you know, it's not horrible or anything, but you know, you just want to make sure that you get it through the mounting holes, which is what I'm doing. Get it all the way on here like that. Okay, and then we'll put this last, you can put this bolt on here, and we'll snug it up a little bit. Like I said, not a lot, just a little bit. Let me snug this up here. Alright, so we've got the bottom frame done. We have the stepper motor and tensioner mounted on the bottom frame. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the threaded rods that'll go in between the bottom and the top frame. So you'll get 4 threaded rods, and you'll get 4 8mm nuts. And in this bag where we got the other pulley out of, there's 4 more pulleys in here, and we're going to be using those. So let me get the rest of those out of here. Alright. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to actually take a threaded rod and we're going to stick it in. Make sure you're doing this on a flat surface. Alright, because the threaded rods need to fit so that they hit the bottom, the very bottom. Okay? And then we're going to put these pulleys on here. And again, make sure that the pulleys go with the teeth on here at the bottom. Don't put them on like that. Put them on like that. Okay? So those are going to go on the bottom like this. Okay? And then once you get that on there, and it's sitting on there, make sure that this is sitting flat on the base of the table, whatever you're using here, you're going to tighten these up. Alright? So make sure that you tighten these up as they're sitting in this base. Yes, that's important. Okay, and you can make them pretty snug. Make sure you make them pretty snug here, okay? Alright, do that with that and that with that. Okay, so I'm going to go around and I'm going to do the other ones, okay? Here we go. Okay, so they're all in, ready to go. Now we're ready to do part 2, which means what you're going to actually do is you're going to actually pull these out of here. Pull all 4 of these out of here. Alright, and now I'm going to push this to the side. Now I'm going to grab the top frame. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take each one of these rods and you're going to add the nut on it, and I go down about an inch or so. We'll figure out the rest of this in a little bit as far as fine-tuning those. But anyway, so I want you to put a nut on each one of these. Okay, each one of these rods that we did, put a nut on there too. It's very nice, very nice. And let's put one on here. Okay. And you want to go just about an inch or so, give or take. Okay. Now we have the bottom frame. Now this is what I want you to see. On these pieces on here, there's a place where the nut actually fits in to the side piece. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the steel rod with the bolt on it, and you're going to push it inside where there's that space for that nut to fit into. So do it on that one, and you're going to do it on all 4. Alright. Here's all 4. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it onto here. Alright? So you're going to flip it around and you're going to seat it on all of these. Alright, so that it fits. And it ends up fitting like this. Okay? All those are on there. Now, if one of these have come loose or whatever, you might have trouble getting this to do what needs to be done here. But you'll be okay. I promise. Alright, so now we have all of these in here, and which is great. Now, if you want, oh look, that thing fell out of there. Sorry about that. Put that back in there. There we go. Alright, so now we've got the bottom frame and the top frame. Now we're going to get into some light electronics, okay? Nothing crazy, but just some light electronics to get the rest of the controller put together. Alright, so before we get into the electronics, you can go ahead and just attach the drive belt to this. Make sure that you put the teeth in, right? You want them to go against the pulleys, and then you're going to take the tensioner pulley, which is this right here, put that over the nylon bushing, and that's going to go around the nylon bushing, and it's going to go around the other pulley that's on the stepper motor. Okay, and if you want to go ahead and you can loosen this a little bit and you can tighten it just a little bit. You don't need to tighten it a lot, but just tighten it a little bit right there. Okay, so now the drive belt is on there and it's ready to go. Okay, you can see how I have it on there. It's kind of like in the form of a backward S. If you can see that, I think you can, right? Right. Okay. Great. Alright, so let's put that aside. Alright, so let's do some light electronics. Okay, this is the stepper motor controller. And if it has an X on it like that, see the X that I put on there? That means that I tested it, okay? So I'm try really hard to test every one of these before I put them into a kit. Okay, so now you'll notice on here, can I get that? Yeah, it's got an A plus, A. It's got a B minus. I'm sorry, it has an A plus, an A minus, a B minus, a B plus. All right, so that's important when it comes to attaching these wires that we're going to talk about next. Okay, so you're going to take the shorter wire. See, I've got two cables in here that come with this. This is an extension cable, all right, and it's got connectors on both sides. It's got a female and a male on here, all right. But then this is the main tensioner controller cable. This is what we're going to attach to the controller, alright, because what this does, this fits right inside, right onto this, alright. Okay, so anyway, so you're going to take this and I'm going to spread apart these wires a little bit because we're going to strip off just a little bit of these wires. Alright, so what I like to do on this, I'm going to strip off about, well, a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, I suppose. Something like that. Of wire, okay? I'm just going to strip off about 1/8 of an inch of the wire. Let me do this again. So sorry. Okay. Let me see if I can strip that off here. I should have used my other ones. Is this going to do it? There we go. So I'm just going to strip off about that much. Okay, if you can see that on there. It's not a lot. It's a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do that on all 4 wires. Okay. And this is, I believe this is like 16 gauge, something like that, wire. Pull off that one, and we'll do this one. Let's do that one. Okay. There's that one, and one more. One more. Okay, so there we've got all 4 ends now, ready to go. I would go ahead and twist these. Alright, they'll fit into the slot better if you twist them. So go ahead and just twist all 4 of these, like that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and loosen these screws. And I don't know, I can give them about, oops, look, I went too far. Oopsie. I'm going to put that back in. You'll know when you've gone too far because it'll do that. Alright, let me loosen this, and I'll loosen this. Alright, so here's the order that you want to attach these with. Alright, the black goes into A+. Okay, so you put the black, and there's a slot here, so you push that into A+. And then you're going to tighten down the screw. Okay, not hard, pretty easy peasy. Okay, The green goes into A minus. Alright, so yeah, twist these. That always makes it easier to put in if you twist them. Okay, there's A minus. Alright, see that? A minus. It's in there. Alright, I'm going to tighten that. Alright, and then I'm going to take the blue. Blue is going to go into B minus. B minus. And put that on there. And the last one, red, last but not least, is going to go into B plus. Okay? B plus. Alright, put that into B plus and tighten it down. Okay? Sure you have all those nice and tight. Okay, and I would just go through everyone. Just give them just a little bit of more tightness. Just make sure they're there. Okay? So now we have all of our wires in there, and I'll show you again where they're at. You can see that. Yep. Okay. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is attach the power cable to this that gets connected to the adapter. Okay, so you'll get this. This is actually the power cable that comes with. Now, the one wire is like red and black. I guess when you pull these apart. When you look at it like this, it just looks like it's black. So I'm just going to call it black, the black wire, and the red wire. Alright, and I've stripped off, I've stripped off a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch on here, twisted the ends together. Alright, and this is where it's going to go on here, is this part right here. Okay, now when you first get this, and you need to loosen these screws on here, I would make sure that you hold on to it with your finger and thumb when you go to loosen these up, because they're a little bit tight on here. All right, and you've got to you got to use a little bit of horsepower to get them off. So I don't want you to break this off for sure, but so loosen those, okay, and then we're going to put these on the inside. Now, these are a little different, where there's actually a flap on the inside of this that these screws go down and they kind of raise the flap up like this to hold the wire. So it's important that when you look at this, you can see the pieces of metal in here. It's important that you don't put it under the flap. Okay, you got to put it on top of the flap. Don't put it under the flap. Put it, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, put it on top of the flap, not under it. All right, because that's just how it goes. All right. And so on here, on the controller itself, I'm going to flip this around for a second. I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe yes. There's ground, and then there's VIN. All right, ground and VIN. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the red wire, and that's going to go into the spot where it says VIN. So I'm going to stick it right at the top here like this. Stick it in here like that. All right, and then I'm going to tighten up this one. All right, and don't be afraid. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm going to take the black one, and that's going to go under the ground. Right, that's how it works with these little electronics. It's not like working with household electrical stuff where the white is, usually the ground. But it's different when you're working with electronics. So says my friend, who's an electronic engineer. So, anyway, alright, so we've got this attached and ready to go. Alright, so here's the fun part. We get to plug this in and test it. And so you're going to take this end of the connector, and this is the other end of the adapter. And so you're going to plug those in. When you do that, a light should come on the controller. And on the controller, Let me get this up closer. Can you see? Okay, there's a CCW and a CW, and then there's a knob here. This controls the speed. Alright, so in order to lower the bed, you're going to hit the CCW, hit that once, and it'll lower the bed. Hit it again to stop. To raise it up, you're going to hit the CW. Hit it again to stop. And then the knob here controls the speed. So let's say I don't want to wait long for it to lower. So I'm going to hit the CCW and I'm going to turn this up. It'll make it go faster. Hit the CCW again to stop it. Stop. Alright. And then to raise it up, I'm going to hit the CW. Slow it down. I'm like, I don't want to go that fast. I got to be precise on this. So I'm going to slow it, make it go really slow. Hit the CW again. That's it. That's the whole thing for building the laser lift. Now, I do also include an extension cable that you can add between the stepper motor controller cable and the stepper motor itself. You can put that in between here to give you more space to when you mount this to your K40. So that's it. Now a couple different things here. Okay, so let's say that you want to get this to the point of where you know that it's all the way down. All right, so basically what you can do is, I'm going to turn this up a little bit so it doesn't take so long. All right, so I'm going to lower this, and I'm going to actually lower this all the way down. I'm going to lower it all the way down until you hear it start skipping. Okay, and then I'm going to stop it. You ready? Set. Skip. Okay, stop. Okay, right there. All right. Now, that's where, if you take a look at this, you'll see that everything is seated all the way down. So that's where you want it. Okay, so now you can hit and raise it up. Okay, and you'll know that these are all perfectly seated all of the way around. Okay. Now, this tensioner pulley right here. This is, you can adjust this, alright? I just happen to, when I tightened it up, it's just about at the right place where it needs to be. You don't want to over tighten it, but you don't want to be under tighten either, right? There's that sweet spot where you want it to be. And so at this point, when you go to put this inside the K40, I also include a steel bed that you can put on here. Now sometimes during shipping it'll get a little bit warped, right? So you might have to adjust that just a little bit here, you know, when you go to put it on your K40. And then and you can mount it to this if you want, right? So I would suggest, if you want to mount this on here, it's not very hard to do that. You can mount that in, drill a couple starter holes on, in the middle of each one of these, and then put a screw in there. Now obviously you want to be careful about the head of the screw. Make sure that you're using a small rounded head on there. But this is bigger than what the K40 can actually do as far as cutting goes. So you should be fine. But I have one in my K40, and it's nice and flat, and it sits on there, and I haven't had to adjust it at all. Alright? So, there we go. That's it. That's putting together the laser lift. I'm going to move over to my K40 so you can get an idea on how I inserted this in there. Oh, one of the things that you want to do when you go to insert this or place this in your K40 is you want to lower it. As far as, order it, you don't have to lower it all the way, but I would lower it to about 1/4 inch or so. Leave it there because it helps when you go to place it in the K40. Alright, so let's move over to my K40 and I'll show you how I installed it. Alright, here we go. Here's my Monport K40 and I'm going to actually place this in the bed itself, and it should fit pretty nicely in there. Go ahead and and you know, some of the K40s people will trim this exhaust right here, trim this down, and that. I didn't do any of that. All right, so it'll fit on here even with that trimmed. Okay, so putting that towards the back, and then I'm gonna feed this cable on the other side of the frame here, right here. Then there's this big hole. There's a big hole right here. This is where this wire, this is gonna go through this hole right there. All right, I'm gonna place this on here. Now, some people, they might want to actually mount this to the bed, which is fine. I haven't. My other one that I have, I didn't mount that on here, and it has functioned very well. So, but again, that's up to you if that's what you want to do. All right. So that's how you place it inside of the K40. And then if you lift up the other end here, this is where you have a couple different options. Okay, let me move this over here so you can see what I'm talking about here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Well, okay. So in the kit, I include this box. This box is for you to actually be able to mount the stepper motor controller on the side here. So what would happen is you can actually put this into the box itself, depending upon which way you want it to go. I've got holes on either side here, so let me just fit these through here. There's that one, and then I'll put that through there. All right, and then this this actually pops right in here. All right, and then you can either mount it. You can mount it here. If you can see that, you see where the hole is right there. You can mount it on this side of the hole, or you can mount it on this side of the hole. All right, if you want to do that, and you don't want to have to go through doing this. So, and basically what that means is then you're just going to have to drill a couple holes, mounting holes on here, and you know, bolt the controller box on there, yeah, so there's a couple other ways that you can actually mount this in there. I actually did mount this right to the inside right here. All right, and on my monoport, it just fits like for this on here, the limit on this just misses the box. You can see that, right? It just misses the box. Now on other K40s, it might not miss the box. All right, so you're gonna have to either mount it like I showed you here, or mount it on the lid where all the electronics are. So you can mount that the way I showed you with that box, or you can do it the other way. This is how I chose to do it. I actually cut a hole in this lid in order to create a spot for me to insert this right into the hole, and then I remade this label on here. If I open this up, see if I can show you this. I'm gonna go like this. Hold on here a minute. Okay, so on here, so if you choose to do this, I basically cut a hole in this, and you can actually on most K40s, there's only 4 screws that are holding this panel on there, and so if you choose to do that, you can. I would recommend taking this panel off. And now on this one, there's only five different little connections for you to unhook. Obviously, you want to turn this off, turn the K40 off before you do this. But there's an Ethernet cable here to unhook, and then there are four different electrical wires to unhook. And what I would do is what I always do, thank goodness for our phones, is take a picture of that before you take anything off, so when you're done and you put it back on there, you know where to attach everything. But this is what I did, and then once you do this, you know, put the label back on the panel, screw it back on there, and then you should be able to just pop that right into that hole. And then I took some zip ties and zip tied things together. I actually have the extension cable on here that the kit comes with, so that you have plenty of room. And then this is where the power adapter is plugged in right here. And yeah, so it's a clean way to do this. Good thing is that you don't have to open this up in order to move the bed. So anyway, so if you choose to do that, that's kind of how I did it. You might choose to put it in a different spot, because every K40, these are set up just a little bit different, but from most of the ones that I've seen, there's always a panel that you can take off. So there you go. So you can do it that way. Alright, so I've had people ask me before, when I was telling them that I was going to make this kit, they want to know if they could use a honeycomb bed with it. If they didn't want to use the steel bed that I include in the kit. And the answer is yes, you can use that. I got this off Amazon, I don't know, a number of years ago. And this will fit right inside on top of the laser lift. And I've used it for numerous projects, and it's worked fine. You know, just keep in mind that when you put this in here, you do lose about 3/4 of an inch of travel with the laser lift because of how thick this is. I've tried to find thinner ones. I think the thinnest I found was maybe a 1/2 inch, but it was hard to find the size in the 1/2 inch. So anyway, you can use a honeycomb bed with the laser lift, and it works well. I've used it for numerous things. And you know what? The reality is that I think the thickest material that I've actually cut with this K40 is 3/4 inch pine, which was really cool. I didn't think it could do it, but it did it. And so that's really the thickest stuff that I've used. Obviously, if you're just going to want to engrave, you don't really need the honeycomb bed. You can just use the perforated steel bed that this comes with. And I need you to know that I've actually sanded the finish on this honeycomb bed so that there's hardly any refraction at all when you're using this. So anyway, that's what I found. The last thing that I want to show you, I think you can see it in here. Hope I can show you this, but there's a little round hole in the back of this mod port. That's where I fed the power adapter through. It's through that little hole right there. Not all K40s have a little hole like that in the back, but that can be rectified pretty easily by a drill bit and an expansion bit to quickly put a hole back there. And the other thing that I want to show you is, if I can get back here and show you this. Oh, that's kind of hard. Here, wait, let me get some light in here. One moment, please. Okay, so on the back of this mod port, they have a couple of outlets right here that you can use for like an external chiller. I'm not using that. I'm just doing the old-fashioned bucket and distilled water. But anyway, that's where I'm plugging in my power adapter, and it works really well. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that it helps you in the future with your K40 projects. If you have any suggestions or questions about anything, my email address is in the description for the video. And hopefully I'll have some other videos for you for some other upgrades that I'm going to be planning to make for not only the K40 but for some other CNC projects. And with that being said, have a great day.